I hope it's music that provides people an escape, provides people with, some sort of feeling, whether it be, comfort or happiness, just some sort of escape from whatever they're feeling.
I'm Sophie from Enemy, and I'm joined by the wonderful Laufey for this week's In Conversation. Laufey, how are we doing?
Doing very well. I'm very excited to be in London to play these shows.
And how's the tour been so far? So you're in Manchester for Valentine's Day yesterday.
Yeah, it's been so fun. Valentine's Day show is really special. I have a song called Valentine, so it definitely felt, like we were celebrating the occasion. And started in Dublin and made our way to Glasgow, and now we're in London. It's been really fun so far. It's touring is my favorite part of the job. It just reminds me of why I do what I do.
And do you think you saw any couples in the crowd last night?
I saw so many couples in the crowd last night. They were all swaying. It was very cute. But then I was like, I asked the crowd, how many of you are single? And there was a lot of people. Oh. So, we all swayed together.
I mean, you've had a whirlwind year, so where to begin? I mean, the Grammys a couple of weeks ago, how do you prepare for a moment as big as that?
Oh my God, just try not to panic, I guess. There's no way of preparing. It was just really, really amazing. I think, again, I got to perform both at the pre-ceremony and at the ceremony. I played cello with Billy Joel, and I think having that to tether me down was really, really good, and for me, just as a musician, because it just reminds me of why I do what I do.
So you celebrated your Grammys win with an Applebee's, right? Which is like super fun.
It was actually a diner in LA called Mel's Diner. Okay. So it was kind of like an old school diner, but Applebee's would have been fun as well.
What was on the menu?
We had pancakes and it was so random. I remember we just pulled the menu out. It was one of those like super long menus that had everything. And I was like, just order anything. So we had mac and cheese, pancakes. Do we have waffles as well? Oh, and an ice cream sundae.
I love that.
It was really healthy.
I mean, it was a big night in so many ways. Like, you met so many of your heroes, Lana Del Rey, Boy Genius. What was it like for you to finally have a conversation and interact with musicians that mean so much to you?
It was so special. I think that might have been the most shocking and exciting part of the Grammy week for me. Just getting to, come across these artists that I listen to and get to talk to them and see that they knew who I was as well. Somehow that was so beyond me. But yeah, really, really cool. And I felt like I really felt like I was a part of a community, which was fun.
Totally. I mean, Boy Genius especially, you really got to celebrate with them after winning the Grammy. What does that friendship mean to you, and what's it like to get to know them a little bit?
It's so cool. They're just so down to earth and true musicians and good people. It's so fun when you listen to music and you love it, and then you meet the artists behind it and they're just nice and good people. That just makes it even better.
I guess in the past year you've gone from sort of having more of a cult following to fully embracing this mainstream space. What challenges have come with that, becoming a lot more visible and popular?
I think, I don't know. I mean, I try just to stay extremely true to who I am. I think that's one of the bigger struggles that comes with, growing as an artist, kind of, how do you grow but stay, kind of the same person. For me, that's just been, spending time with family, being with my twin sister and my friends. It's a big gift. I think, I definitely feel a responsibility. There are more eyes on me, a lot of, young women that look up to me. And as somebody who used to listen to women and when I was younger and look up to them, I see my place as a role model, and I don't take that lightly.
So you previously said to Enemy that you've become the songwriter that you wish that you had growing up. What's it been like getting to know those fans a little bit better, sharing intimate moments when you're on stage?
It's just been so special. I've found that as the project has grown and more fans have added on to the community, it's, it hasn't really changed in that sense. Like the fans and the energy that was in the 100-person rooms that I was playing exists in the 2,000-person rooms that I'm playing. which I think is just a testament to, you know, the community of fans who are so lovely and supportive of me, but also supportive of each other. And I think it's the biggest blessing. It's really what keeps me going.
And how would you say that live show has evolved as well? So you're playing 3 sold-out shows in London this week, which is crazy. You're back again later this year. How have you had to expand the show to accommodate these bigger rooms?
I think, I've added more band members. We have string quartet as well. And it kind of hasn't changed too much. I think there's definitely an intimacy to my show. So I think it's learning how to, you know, grow the rooms, but still keep that sense of intimacy. I think nobody's coming to my concert to mosh, you know? So definitely, you know, just trying to keep the sense of intimacy while, you know, having more people in the room. But yeah, I still, you know, sing a mix of my new and old songs, and I talk a lot during the set. And that really hasn't changed much.
How do you find it now when you're playing some of those older songs? Like you say, you've grown so much as a musician. Is it quite strange to revisit the earlier material sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun because the fans love it. Like, I still find the old songs is like, I mean, I guess they've existed for longer, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's odd. I'll sing these songs that remind me of a younger version of myself, where I'm like, maybe where I was a bit more naive, where I was thinking about something that I've kind of outgrown, and it's kind of fun to sing it. I think, you know, I sing the lyrics with almost like a different level of knowledge, which is fun.
That must be so rewarding though, right? Knowing that you've grown in such a way and you're able to fully embrace that now. Yeah,
it's special. It's special. It's a way of like reflecting onto your past.
And part of the live show as well is seeing your twin sister, Junior, come out and play with you. What has that bond meant to you, meaning that she's able to tour with you and you've got a piece of home with you sort of wherever you go?
It means everything. You know, touring is so much fun. It's my favorite part of the job, but it's definitely, you know, you're in a new city every single day. You know, it's the highs of being on stage, and then like, you know, you get off stage and everything's very quiet, and having like a person with me all the time, a sense of home everywhere I go is so special. And she is, you know, I think she's always going to be very honest with me, which I think as you grow as an artist, it's harder and harder to find people who are going to be honest with you. And I really value that.
And I mean, on TikTok, she's sort of got her own fan base of her own, which I'm obsessed with.
She's so funny on TikTok. I'm like, well, because she lives in London and I live in LA. So when we're not together, I like watch her videos, and it's like my daily, oh, this is what she was doing today. And it's so fun. She's so funny.
And I mean, with all that touring, like you say, you've been in America, Europe, Asia, the UK, like this week. Have there been any cities that have maybe really surprised you and you weren't expecting to love in such a way?
Yeah, I mean, I played in Jakarta last summer, and I was doing Southeast Asia, so I played Jakarta, Manila, and Singapore. And I think, you know, I grew up going to China every summer, but I had never really been to Southeast Asia. And it was my first time there, and I was playing these shows that were the biggest shows I've ever played. And the audience, they were so nice and so supportive. They were singing every single lyric. And I looked out into the crowd, and they didn't look too different from the audiences that I had in other continents. And it just was such a testament to the community that we've built, and I thought that was really beautiful. But it really is this, you know, it sounds really cheesy, but it really is this universal language. And so that was, I think that was very surprising, but really, really fun.
What do you think it is maybe about this generation that they're embracing this jazz pop sound in such a way? You know, we haven't had an artist like yourself that's come through in so long. Why do you think people connect with it so deeply?
I don't know. I think it might be something that people haven't heard for a while. You know, it's music that it's borrowed from music that everybody knows, but doesn't. A lot of younger people don't actively seek it out just because it feels, you know, like something older or just irrelevant. I think maybe at the end of the day, I'm telling a story that is kind of more modern. But I think listeners today are just so versatile. They'll listen to anything. You you know, back in the day, you kind of had to listen to what was on the radio or listen to whatever music you were learning. Whereas now we have just an abundance of options and playlists, and, you know, there's songs that are topping the charts again that are from like the 70s and the 80s and the 40s. It's, you know, it's really cool.
I know we talked about Boy Genius and Lana earlier, who you met at the Grammys, but which other contemporary songwriters do you admire or feel like you have a connection with?
I mean, Taylor Swift, obviously. I actually got to meet her at the Grammys, which was so special. And yeah, I think, you know, she's really good storytelling ability. Sarah Bareilles, I love, and I think is an incredible songwriter. And yeah, Nora Jones as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, as a huge Swiftie, like you said many times before, you've expressed your fandom. How did you feel the next day knowing that you'd finally met Taylor? That must have been overwhelming.
Yeah, it was, I mean, that whole day was so overwhelming that I feel like everything went into a blur, but it was very cool. I was like, whoa, I'm sitting right by her.
And you got to see the Eras tour last year as well, right?
I did, yeah.
How was that for you?
Oh, it was so much fun. It's just a party. I mean, honestly, like as a performer and as a touring musician, it was a masterclass. She performs for over 3 hours. It's crazy. And honestly, I think I seeing that, I was just like, okay, you're worried about doing a 70-minute set, like suck it up, like people doing that. So it was encouraging.
Are there any other live shows that you've seen in the past years that have made you think, wow, this makes me want to step up my own performance?
I saw Dodie play in Los Angeles, like probably 2 years ago now, but I still remember that show. I think I didn't really know what to expect going in because she's, you know, a lot of the music is like quite songwriter based, but she put on such a good show. And I was like, wow. It was like confetti coming down in the end. I was like, oh my God, I'm so moved. I'm definitely missing something, but I feel
maybe
like
the confetti cannon.
Yeah, every show I go to, I take something from. I think it's one of the best things you can do as a musician is go to shows, and you learn so much from every musician.
And I mean, you talked earlier about living in LA now. How do you think your music has changed knowing that you've been away from home for such a while? I know you still go back to Iceland, but you spend majority of the time around the world. I don't think
the being in LA has changed it that much, other than, you know, I write lyrics about LA and California. Yeah, I mean, being in LA, there's so many musicians and people are very driven and, you know, so many writing sessions and things going on at a time that it's kind of inspiring. It kind of pushes you to work. So, yeah.
And I mean, going back to, like we say, you've still got that support of being back home. What was it like for you to have the president of Iceland being really supportive and so excited when not only your second album came out, but the Grammy news recently? It's amazing. I feel like this is having such a strong support from home, and Iceland is a very proud country. You know, it's a tiny. I think anyone from a small town could relate, but you know, a victory for one person from Iceland is a victory for the whole country. I think so. It's been really, really cool to follow. It's and you know, many thanks to the president. That was really cool. I mean, Iceland is so small that it is. Yeah, they're very, very proud. And how is it for you when you return home now? Do you feel like people notice you a bit more?
Yeah, definitely. They definitely know who I am. But again, it's just under 400,000 people. It's any small town people will know who you are.
It's crazy. I mean, in the coming months as well, you're going to be going on tour with Wasia Project, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
What's it going to mean to you to have some close friends on the road and taking them to Royal Albert Hall, for example?
Oh, I mean, I'm so excited. Matilda Mann's doing Royal Albert Hall, the Wasia Project, and Grace Inger are doing the Goddess Tour with me in America. I'm just excited. I got to the place where I could I wanted to have musicians on tour that I knew my fans would love, but mostly I'm just a big fan of, just so I could get a free concert every night. And Wasia Project, I've just been such a big fan of for so long. And yeah, I love the music, and friends with them, so I'm just happy to get to tour with them. And being Wasian myself, I'm like, I feel like I get to be like an honorary like Wasia project member.
Amazing.
Maybe I'm just trying to like infiltrate that group.
We'll see a collab on stage, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, we will.
I mean, looking to the rest of 2024, when there's so many big things coming up to you, what sort of other goals are you hoping to tick off that bucket list?
Oh my God, I mean, so many things. I think I'm just excited to tour more and see more of the world, see the fans, and kind of get to know them. And yeah, I definitely want to, you know, write.
And just to wrap things up, sort of the big question, what are you hoping that in a few years' time the Laufey legacy will be? How do you want that music to last as time goes on?
Oh my God, it's a big question.
Got to close that with a bang.
I hope it's music that provides people an escape, provides people with, you know, some sort of feeling, whether it be, you know, comfort or happiness, just some sort of escape from whatever they're feeling.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you live this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.